Roll Tide and welcome back to Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Roger Hoover now pleased to be joined at the LLH Healthcare Advantage Center by Tim Keenan III, a defensive lineman from Birmingham Ramsey High School, now ready for another year with Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, good to see you again.
You know it's always a good time when you can say that, Roll Tide.
Absolutely. You even mentioned that during SEC Media Days. You're from Alabama, you're Roll Tide all the way.
All the way through, I bleed crimson.
Well, it was certainly a good time for you guys in Atlanta a few weeks ago. How much fun was it? First of all, we've talked fashion before with you on this show. You picked out the green suit, and then tell us about that 96 chain.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, the 9-6 is a must. I knew I always wanted a chain like that, and so when things were able to be lined up, you know, I had to go get it. So the 9-6, it represents me all the way through and through, and it really came from a rivals camp I went to. So I did real good, had a lot of good one-on-one, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick that for college, you know, because I was number 55 in high school, and then my other number would be 3, or I was going to try to go like, you know, Big Chap, go 9-9 on it, but, you know, no one had 96 yet, so I wanted to make a name for 96.
You certainly have done that with your great play for Alabama. Sticking with Media Days for a bit, did you enjoy kind of bouncing from room to room, press conferences, one-on-one interviews, things like that, but getting to explain your story a little bit, plus the story of this football team?
Well, you know, I got my degree in communication, so I was, you know, it was a field day for me going from room to room, radio row, you know, having those different interviews with those different people like SEC Network or, you know, ESPN. It was real fun for me. I had a great time, especially, you know, get to advocate and, you know, talk about the things that mean a lot to me in my life, like God, you know, my football team, my fraternity, and just really my family and all what I like to do on a regular day-to-day basis. So I had a great time.
Last time we talked to you in this room, you were getting ready for the 2024 season. What'd you like about that year? And then what went into the decision to make sure you came back and finished your career the right way?
What I liked about that year, I definitely like the year before I made a name for myself. And then that year, I had a pretty good year, but you know, I still felt like I left some money on the table and things that, you know, I could have done better or, you know, had a little bit better technique on or whatever. But for all my reasons, I felt like it was still some money on the table. And thank God that the situation I was in, I had another year eligibility. So, you know, if it's there and I needed to use it, then it's working out for me pretty well. So I thank God for it all.
And not only you get to come back, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson. I mean, there are so many guys that had the option to leave, or even younger players, transfer portal, things like that. What did it mean when all you guys kept making your decisions in December and January to come back to Alabama?
It just shows a group of guys that, you know, believe in the program, believe in the coach, believe at what's, you know, going on here. Like, we know with just a few fixes we can accomplish what we want to accomplish, but you know we still gotta work hard every day, be consistent and persistent in everything we do, and keep God first. But just all those guys, we definitely believe in, you know, the University of Alabama.
What do you see from this coaching staff as they get ready for year 2?
Just, you know, they finally had a year to know everybody, you know, adjust to everybody, know everybody like strength and weaknesses, to get a personality, you know, check with everybody pretty much, know how to govern with everyone, because, you know, in year 1 they was moving pretty fast. It was kind of like, you know, you got to get to know the playbook and all this other stuff. Of course you want to make a bond and build a chemistry, but, you know, football first. But now we had a whole year, whole off season together, you know, to build and bond and know our strength and weaknesses. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to, you know, display it this upcoming season.
Yeah, what do you think the most important lessons are from last year, just globally as a team?
Just, you know, we got to play the whole game through, the whole 60 minutes, be very disciplined, and, you know, we just got to execute the coach's plan. We know we're a talented team, but we also got to make sure we keep the hard work and the attention to detail for when we do go play and execute.
What's been your focus in the weight room?
But really you know, every single day, like Coach Blue, he's been on it. Like it's no fall off with nothing. Like you in there again, super strong. You know, training to be super fast. So when you got a bunch of strong and fast guys running around there, you know, all you gotta do is add the discipline and you know, attention to detail, and you'll be hard to beat.
You're a part of a very talented defensive line room. Some names we know, some names we've seen just a little bit, but now I'm going to have a larger role for this year. Who's impressed you, especially some of those players, like I mentioned, maybe Nedrick Hill, Jordan Renaud, that we could see in a bigger role this year?
Oh, yeah, definitely guys like Edric Hill, Jordan Renaud, James Smith for sure. Like James Smith, he's definitely going to have a breakout year. And I'm not saying those guys, Edric Hill or Jordan Ronaldo, those guys not gonna have a breakout year, but they're definitely going to put people on notice for what they can do. But you got guys that transferred in like Kelby Collins, who's coming in gonna make an impact. Vontae Hearing, who's getting used to the system like that. Young guys like London Simmons, but Jeremiah Beeman, he's been doing a magnificent job in everything he does as far as like from the work, getting the weight that he needs to be, and just being an overall dominant force. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, what does that mean when you're able to see younger players kind of have that right mindset that you as a veteran feel like you have? What does it mean when they're able to show that in this time of the year, getting ready for fall camp?
One is just big kudos to them to be able to adapt to things and, learn the process, and then also just kind of a pat on our back for being able to show them the right way and showing them that, okay, what we doing and what we saying not being in vain. This kid or this, my team, and he's actually taking in the information. He's trying to get better. And what I'm telling him is, actually, right and positive. So when we see guys that, grasp a concept and not too prideful to, be like, man, he the same age as me. Yeah, I ain't still what he's talking about. But to take the coaching and take the, advice and stuff like that is always amazing.
Do you like being a vocal leader?
Yeah, I mean, whether I like it or not, at first, people really don't want to be in that leader, limelight, because that's a lot of responsibility. Then to be a vocal leader is, you got extra responsibility because you got to make sure you holding up your end and being accountable to yourself, especially if you're going to call somebody out. So it's just, a privilege and an honor, and the responsibility that come with it. It is what it is. As long as I got God, I can take on anything. So especially being a vocal leader, I make sure I get my guidance and I order my steps from him.
Speaking of leaders, one of the returning captains, the only returning captain this year, Deontay Lawson. How special is it to see the work he's put in to come back from his injury and then lead this defense once again?
D-Law, he's definitely strong-minded. I'm happy I get to, play with him one more year. And, never know. We may be on the same team in the league and whatnot, but, I'm happy that I get to, hold him double teams for him. And the things he's just been through, the way he's battled back, all those things, he's very strong-willed and definitely a field general for sure. Like, I'm really comfortable in my game set and my ability to, especially the playbook, I know it in and out. But just having him out there too, that sense of confirmation, that sense of security, like, okay, cool, we gonna be all good. So D-Law, it means a lot that he came back, and it also helped me. Like, when I said I was coming back, it made me be even more excitement or more joyful for when he announced too.
You've been working hard all summer, strength conditioning work, but also it sounds like working hard on the grill, even hosting some recruits, things like that. How much fun is that to be part of that process?
Oh, I'm a big, get-together guy. Like, I'm quick to throw something on the grill. I love, gatherings. I love, that family vibe. Just hanging out, getting to know one each other. Then, once you hang out, everybody get hungry. So to be able to provide that type of food and to get, good reviews about it and be like, man, is this food good? And they get to meet somebody, talk to people, and just really just build a bond for things they don't even know that's happening. Like, I just hope I create an environment of love and, joyfulness.
What's on the menu?
It just depends on the time frame, but I love to go. We can go chicken on the grill. That's gonna do it right there. That's gonna get you hooked. So that chicken, I throw that chicken on the grill. You gonna love me forever. But we go burgers, hot dogs, ribs, Kaneka sausage. You feel me? You gotta know about that Kaneka.
Love Kaneka sausage.
Everybody don't know about that Kaneka. You gotta go Kaneka with the sausage. You little rotel, and then a little boudin. Throw a couple boudin sleeves on there. That's that shout out to the boot. My boy Big Phil, man, for Darian Mathis, and he put me on to it. That's another big brother of mine who helped mold the way for me as far as like how I looked as for my role model when he was in his 5th year. So it's just fun how things always roll around. But as far as the grilling, man, I still got to work on that brisket, but everything else, I'm pretty confident in my abilities.
I think you're going to get there. I think you're going to get that right bark, and it's going to be completely like you want it.
Yeah.
We've talked before about your family, obviously from Birmingham, Ramsey High School. Just having them get to be around an Alabama football season, get to support you again. How meaningful is that?
It's definitely a blessing, especially to be up the street and to be at the greatest university ever and have them to pretty much be 30 minutes away. I love it, and I thank God for it, especially to, be able to have my parents. Like, I understand how fortunate thing I am, especially with how life goes. Life can be tough sometimes. So I'm just thankful for, my mom and my pops, and my older sister and my younger brother. My younger brother finally he gonna be up here this fall too. He gonna be attending the University of Alabama. So getting to have a year with him in college, I'm really excited. Even though I'm kind of like an old head on the campus and whatnot, but anything he need, I'm gonna make sure he the coolest ever. But he already cool. Like, he really more cool than me. Like, he know more people than I do. So I'm happy for him. And then Big Sis, she started it all, with coming to the University of Alabama and graduating and everything. So it's a family affair up here in Tuscaloosa with the Keenan family.
That's awesome. We'll get you out of here on this. What is this football team capable of in 2025?
I feel like we're capable of anything we put our mind to, but we got to put in the work. We got to make sure we work hard. Like, the talent, we got the talent, but the talent got to work hard, and it got to be an everyday basis. It can't be some games or some practices. It got to be an everyday basis, and we can achieve what we want to if we put our mind to it and put the work in.
We look forward to seeing the work. We look forward to seeing the game starting against Florida State. Tim, just thank you so much for the time you've given us. Best of luck this season. Roll Tide. Thank you.
Roll Tide. Thank you.